All right. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? How are we doing? It's Thursday, March 27th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ here. So, yesterday, ahead of the open, we talked about the significance of that 500 level of interest as well as a 38% fib. Not uncommon to see some reaction there at that fib retracement level, though my preference is always the 50% or 61%. But anyway, start to see a bit of rollover here, and that just results in a trend day lower price breaking through Monday's regular trading hours low. I had mentioned in the live stream, if you stuck through the entirety of the live stream, one of the things we talked about was the fact that once Monday's low, that RTH low really failed, this is just wide open space, right? So you're not going to have a lot of support through there until about 150. We see some buyers trying there near 150, but ultimately just resolves lower back into that prior near term range, retest to 150, and a new low of day into the close. A little bit of a bounce back into 150 there, ahead of the bell. And at this point, we are down into the overnight low. We're down into this 20K area. So that's going to be a primary level that I'm keeping on watch here off the open. Now, if 20K fails, if we see price, if we see buyers fail to hold that 20K, I'm not most likely will not be looking at any risk versus 1900 because price is starting to get back into this prior range, and this is one of the upper levels of interest as far as this prior structure is concerned. So I'd be most interested in 775 down into 605. So 20K main level of interest on watch here, as well as the prior day low. That's going to be an important reference point for this morning. We've got the open here in about 30 seconds. Let's see what we're going to be working with. Overnight low, just about 20K. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. This pink line on my chart is Sunday's open as another reference point there. Just keeping an eye on that area. All right, there's the open. Coming into that prior day low. Prior day lows 45 right there to the tick. Up and through. Session volume point of control overhead at 74. So now buyers want to see that prior day low holding. That initial test of 20K there held right off the open. We're into VWAP and session volume point of control now. Rejection there. VWAP, session volume point of control, no interest at prior day low. Right back into the session low. There you go. There's that 20K overnight low being undercut. Sellers showing up again. Pretty much every index right now, we're seeing some selling. So beneath 20K is pretty much hands off for me. Like I mentioned before the stream, platform crash, Steve, man. It's a little more common with bigger volatility. Tradeovate's still going, at least on my end. Tradeovate and TradingView, good to go. Gap filled. Chrissy, let's see. Yep. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Gap fill down into 954. $9.54 right down here. Friday's close. Here's 20K. New low of day. Nice rejection there at 20K. Coming into that 955 area. Those Fridays close. That's what I would consider for the true gap fill spot personally. For the gap, I like the close to open personally. If you're short from 20K, it's a good spot to reduce a little. If you got that nice rejection at the 20K overnight low, right through here, you got the little retest. Yeah, Benny. Love the momentum. Love that momentum. Good volume this morning. Volume point of control shift. Looks like it's going to be a while for the extended hours. Staying patient here. Like I said, if 20K fails, gonna be even more hyper selective. At least until 10 a.m. At least till we have some structure. Volume already tapering down. Let's see, do we have some 10 a.m. data? Let's see. Yeah, we do. We do have some 10 a.m. data. NQ getting back into 20K. So that gap fill level holds nicely. There's your bounce. Good to see. Not an area I want to set risk against personally, but technical move nonetheless. Benny already got the fib going. Let's see. Yep, 50% right there. Right at that overnight low. Now it's a little bit of a tricky spot here. Sellers showing up again versus that 20K. See if buyers are able to set up the high or low or not. They're trying. They're definitely trying. Ten minutes till 10 a.m. We do have data. NQ up and through 20K. Let's see if it can sustain. Buyer successfully built out that higher low. Chrissy says interesting. Which part? And now NASDAQ back into that prior day low area. I love it. Means you need that battery backup, man. Or the what were they calling it? UPS, UPC, something. Some TLA, 3-letter acronym. Everyone needs a 3-letter acronym for things. Need those TLAs. UPS, there it is. Yep. So NQ prior day low VWAP area. Not quite there, but respected. And now back into 20K. What time is it? We do have data in 7 minutes. You can tell when Dom is green. Dom, what was the trade, man? What was the trade? If I had to guess, I would say the 20K short. That's my guess. There's a nice push. There is a nice push. We will take those. We will take those. I'll tell you that. NQ new high of day. Mish, you got anything on that? We got a Trump tweet flying or what? News or not? We've got technical trading here. Bring the trail into 60. Oh, you have no power. That's right. I'll check. Got Mish with no power. Uh, China, China chatter, Mexico, France. Yeah, we got tariff chatter. We'll take the trail if 60 trades. Just trying to ride right now. I'm just trying to ride it. That's a prime example of why you always put some take profit orders in the broker. Get them in there. Ride to 500, Rich. I mean, yeah, that would be nice, man. Another 400 points. That'd be a record. Got data in 2.5 minutes. Trail incoming. Trail at basically 5.9. Hell yeah, Steve. More to come, man. More to come. We're just getting started. Jeez, I hate to hold this through data, but we got the trail in. Let's see if it just gets taken here before data. So I don't have to eat some massive slippage. Where are we at? Session volume point of control. All right, 10 seconds. New high of day. Data print is pretty much a nothing burger. We're still riding. Raising the trail a little bit, just beneath 80 now. I want to give back an extra 20 points there. And it's taken out. All right. Not bad. That was decent. So the idea right there, like I said, I wanted some action above the 20K. Above the 20K and overnight low area. Was not interested down here, even though this was quite technical. It's not an area I want to set risk against. So we get the never buy the actual break of a level. Not really going to be sustainable edge in a move like that, but you get the retest, and the retest is where it's at. That's the entry. Lock some into the structure, and then you get the big push there. Just try and continue to ride. Got trailed out. So that's the idea. That's the idea breakdown on that one. As of right now, we've got we basically have, let's take a look at our RTH here. Yeah, so that 150 area is going to be tough for buyers. You may see some sellers start to reload right through here. Intraday structure, or prior day structure rather. 150 level of interest, and then last week's high all through there. Not to mention the volume point of control. Couple of decent opportunities so far this morning, though. You've got both the shorts versus 20K that look pretty good. You got the very aggressive gap fill long, and then the higher low structure based long at the level of interest. That's my favorite. Backdrop is neutral, neutral. Yeah, you do have the opening drive as well, Chrissy, but I don't even really like to talk about those. You have too many people slapping the open. How's the morning? How we doing? How we doing? Let me know. No trade day so far. Yeah, no follow through on that second test of 20K. That's true. Pat red, just shy of DG. Green locked out. Green. No trade day. Oh, the power outage guy, Amish. Damn. Yeah, don't let it trigger the revenge trading arc. That 100 level, Benny. Yeah, psychological level. See that overnight structure there as well. Tough spot. Tough spot right now. $20K move was about 90 points. Nice. I only got about 60 there. Entry around 20. And then final exit right around 80. Not bad. Not a bad morning. A little two-way trading. More enjoyable than what we saw yesterday, just straight down. At least for me. NQ back in a prior day low. PDL. There's your prior day low, 45 area. You know, VWAP right there as well. Oh man, Timmy, that's not good, man. That's not good. Oh, okay. You had me for a sec. You had me for a sec there. Let's check out this intraday fib again. Caught the 100 short. Nice. Yeah, pre-market structure right there. Getting into the 50% intraday fib here. Little churn here near that prior day low. Timmy too short. Nice. Nicely done. Nice little bounce there versus the prior day low. Not the cleanest signal, but anyone grab that? Rich, you in there? A little long setup. Locked too tight. Dom's in there. Yeah, I got a tiny piece of that one. See if we could trade the highs. See if the highs could trade. There we go. Nice push. Move too fast, Des. That's all right. There will be plenty of setups in the future. That's all good. Steve, you grab that long nice. Not the cleanest. Not the cleanest signal there. Yeah, not picture perfect. That's part of the realities of trading. Surfing that gray area. Got to navigate that gray area. Still be able to make decisions with imperfect information. So at this point, just staying patient. We want to see if buyers can make a new high of day, but more importantly, up through that prior day volume point of control. There's a good amount of resistance overhead here, just kind of concerning. It's kind of area we talked about earlier. Basically right through here. All right, Nasdaq getting back into the session high. Main goal for buyers today is to defend that prior day low. NQ still kind of right in that area. A little choppiness here. Not a ton to do. Last bounce from this area did not make a new high of day, so I like to see how this structure is going to resolve before putting on any more risk. There's your prior day low again. Personally, won't trade the retest. Got the first one. Second one without a new high of day is going to be a little bit lower probability for my system. All right, Steve, take care, man. Have a good day. Volume's kind of tapering down a little bit. Little bounce there again versus prior day low. Like I said, no exposure for me there. There we go, Dom. Building up those good habits. Always shut it down while ahead. Simple, simple trick. Keep the consistency, those green days stacked up. Just keep them going. That's why that profit lockout feature on Top Step X is really good feature. Just forces your hand. NQ still in this consolidation. Yeah, TBT is it's a better firm anyway. As far as getting payouts. There's your new high of day. There we go. Into prior day volume point of control. So let's see. Overnight high just overhead. We got that key area just overhead now. It should be interesting right through here. So my preference right now is for some action up above 150. Very tough for me to get long into the start of this prior day area of resistance. So on that note, I think I'm going to call it right here. We'll keep it going in the think tank, but most likely not going to put on more risk up into this zone, at least for longs. So that's my focus. Focus on those longs. So hope you guys had a good morning. We did have some pretty good action, if you ask me. Very technical trading. We do have that PCE tomorrow, so that'll definitely be interesting. If you have any questions, reach out in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day.